Varsity House Podcast at Lyrical Lemonade office in Chicago. Co-host Elliot Montanez. I'm your host Shaun Crawford, and on this episode we got Notre Dame safety Xavier Watts.
So did y'all cross paths? Did y'all know each other like that, or how did?
He was a freshman my last year, but he was a receiver.
Okay, so y'all went against each other in practice or some shit?
I think
You
once.
mostly play outside though, right?
Yeah, I played.
Yeah.
I was kind of bouncing around. I think when we did the two versus ones.
Yeah.
Like at practice, I think I went against you that, and then I was on scout too a couple of times I think.
So did y'all go against each other ever?
Yeah, here and there.
Did Shaun strap you, or were you
I don't
cooking
know.
him?
That was literally 4 or 5 years ago.
True.
And I don't remember too much at receiver.
If y'all lined up right now, you at receiver though, and Shaun's at DB. You think you got him?
I got him.
I mean, he's had the ball in his hands
a lot this year.
A lot this year. So I feel like he's used to obviously catch after the run. So, but since we're talking about it now, being recruited to Notre Dame, but for receiver, obviously from Coach Kelly as well. Now you're at safety. You make that transition. Do you ever think back to that day or to the time when you were a receiver?
So when I first switched over, I used to think about it a lot. I mean, I was kind of I still want to play receiver, because that's what I came here for and what I played my whole life. So I wanted to always go back and think about receiver, blah, blah, blah. But then as I kept playing safety more and more and I started practicing more, started getting good with it, I was like, all right, receivers in the dust, I'm getting good at safety, so just kind of run with it. So now and then I don't really think about it too much. My dad be joking around with it, but I don't think about it too much.
What if when you were in high school, Notre Dame recruited you, but they recruited you for DB? Would Notre Dame have been a school you wanted to go to?
I think regardless, because my two options either Notre Dame or Nebraska. So
okay.
I think I was gonna go to Notre Dame regardless, because you just can't really pass up on the football in school. I mean, it's cliche, but it's what everybody say. So can't pass up on it. So
I'm assuming you played both wide receiver and safety in high school.
yeah, I played both.
Did you have a preference on was it wide receiver that you were preferring for the next level?
I mean, because everybody likes scoring touchdowns. So
yeah.
I mean, it was fun. Offense is fun. You get the ball, you run around, make plays. So I would say I like to play receiver, but it just didn't work out for me. So
I liked receiver in high school. It was like you mentioned, it's cool to score touchdowns, but in college, there was no way I was playing offense just because. And even in high school, I felt like I dominated and played well, but I still had to rely on the quarterback to throw me the ball. Some games I get 4 touches when really I want the ball every single play. Right. And I felt like on defense, you can go in there and make your own play. 100%. If it's a run, if it's a pass or whatever, just run to the ball and you end up hitting somebody. So that's kind of why I like defense at the end of the day, because I get bored at receiver blocking and not getting the ball. And, you get 3 targets, you might only catch 1. Mm. But in defense, you just run and hit people all day if you want to.
But did you, both of y'all, have y'all ever had games though where you're on defense and you don't get targeted at all? And isn't that kind of not boring, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same concept?
Not really, because I feel like I always ran to the ball. So I was if I wasn't getting work in the passing game, I was just gonna run to the ball, make some tackles, right. Jump on the pile, do things talk trash. I was gonna entertain myself somehow. Yeah. But nah, what about for you?
Nah, I agree with you, sir. Because a receiver, you gotta rely on a lot of different stuff. You gotta rely on quarterback, blocking, all that stuff, the play calls. I mean, like you said, on defense, you really can make your own plays. Like you said, just run after the ball, get you there at some point, and just jumping on the pile, just hitting somebody for fun. Those type of things will make defense fun for sure.
Yeah. Nebraska doesn't have a pro team. So, when you were growing up, were you just a college football fan, or did you have a pro team that you liked?
So I was born in Minnesota, but I'm from Nebraska. But I like the Vikings. So that was kind of my team. And then for some reason, I liked Oregon, but I feel like Eric Oregon is young because they got the jerseys.
Yeah.
So, and then, Creighton basketball, I don't know if y'all know about them.
Yeah, of course.
They've been balling the last couple of years. So Creighton, those are teams we kind of root for. But that's why Nebraska got so many fans, because they ain't got no pro team to root for. So
no, that's real. Same thing with Bama. Bama doesn't have a pro team,
right.
So their school just
diehard fans.
Did you go to any games growing up there?
I didn't go to any games until I was recruited.
Okay.
So not until high school. I mean, I went to 2 or 3 games when I was during recruitment, and then I just went to a game when I went back home in the bye week. So, but growing up, I wasn't a Husker fan or nothing. I didn't really grow up watching the Huskers or going to be a Husker like that. So
when y'all both got recruited, did team names play a factor? Because you know, I obviously never played Division I football, but like if I was getting recruited and like a team's called like the Cornhuskers, I would kind of be less interested. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you, but if they're winning championships, I feel like it don't matter. If
True.
it's Cornhuskers.
Yeah. True.
But I felt like I started to learn about a lot of teams, like the names and all that stuff, just by playing NCAA. So I feel like I always, like whether watching somebody on Saturday or the uniforms or the name you talk about, or Road to Glory, it's like whoever gave me a better opportunity, that's where I was going to go. And that's the school I started to like. I saw who they had and everything. But it was like different ways, I feel like, to like a team growing up. But you going to your first game after or being recruited by Nebraska, and then you go to you go on a visit to Notre Dame as well. Both historic programs. You talk about, I think they got 100,000 plus in their stadium. Right. Fans pack it out. Same with Notre Dame. You know the history there. What was the difference between those two programs? Because I didn't get recruited by Nebraska or take a visit there, so I have but I hear about it, but I have no idea what's it like.
Yeah, I think it's just two different like environments. I mean, you know, you've been in Notre Dame, is just like a chill, laid back type of feeling. I mean, everybody's nice, all that. And then Nebraska's like public school, it's a lot more people there, so just different type of environments. But I mean, just for me, just the feeling I got when I came to Notre Dame, like all the people I met, you know, the people there are nice. Teammates, like it's just a brotherhood for sure. I mean, every school got a brotherhood, but I just feel like Notre Dame's brotherhood is like a little different, a little more stronger. So I mean, that kind of what set Notre Dame apart from me. And then just being away from home, I mean, like I feel like most people, like a lot of kids from Nebraska specifically, they stay at home in Nebraska. So I just want to be different and get away from growing up there my whole entire life. So just getting away and just trying something new challenges. So.
He brought up the NCAA football game. Are you guys salty that you missed the era where like y'all both played Division I football, but NCAA football game hasn't existed in like 10 years? Are you kind of salty that like it's not available, so like you can go play as yourself?
I thought it would have been cool, like to do it for a couple of times, but then I feel like when I was in college, I didn't really play sports games. So I played 2K a little bit early on, but like never played Madden. Obviously didn't play NCAA. I was more of like the first person shooter games, and so that's kind of what I was on. But like even I feel like it was like I thought it was at a perfect time because that's kind of how I started to like find like love for football. It was in that stage where I was like 9 or 10, where it was just like a dream of like, oh, I want to be on this game one day. I want to play for the school one day. So I feel like it was like a motivational type of thing too, but it was just also like, it was fun because I was a kid and I could just look up to it, and it was like, dang, like these are the guys that I watch on TV, and I get to go home and play with them, and I can insert my player in Road to Glory and play alongside of like Steve Slayton or be the running back for Pat White. Like all those things were like dope to me, but I mean, it would have been cool, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't have played as much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it'd be cool for a little bit. I feel like after a while, I really wouldn't like want to keep playing with myself. I mean, like it's like I play sports games a little bit. I'm more so like a Call of Duty type of guy. Zombie.
Like the new Call of Duty that just dropped. You're on that right now?
I just be playing Warzone. Like I just like Warzone.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that. So where did you go to high school?
I went to, it's called Omaha Burke.
Okay.
Omaha Burke High School.
How was your experience there?
It was cool. I mean, it was like, it's one of the bigger schools in Nebraska. There's like 2,000, 2,500 people there. So, I mean, it was a cool experience. I mean, it's real diverse, so met a lot of different people. It was close to my house. I mean, we were good at sports. We were solid at basketball, but good at football. We won state junior year, so Burke was a good time. It was a good school.
Did you play any other sports?
I played basketball and I ran track and football.
What's your favorite?
My favorite sport is basketball.
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel like everybody's.
That's the coolest.
Because, I mean, just hooping is just cool. You could do it all the time. Just go pull up, hoop somewhere. So, I mean, definitely basketball. Like, coming into high school, I wanted to go play college basketball, and then I just got football offers, and it's kind of like, all right, I guess I'm going to just play football.
What'd you average senior year?
Probably like 9 or 10. Nothing crazy.
Like you was a defensive player, huh?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like
guarded the best player on the team.
Yeah. Because I started a freshman. I started all 3 years, and then fourth year I like stopped playing because football or whatever. But like I said, I was just like a defensive dude, like just guard player, and then sit in the corner, shoot threes. Like, yeah, that's pretty much.
Mm-hmm. How was the competition in Nebraska? Because obviously, you know, the university, great, like I mentioned earlier, historic program, great talent. How is the actual like talent like homegrown in the state as far as football?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little underrated. I mean, obviously it's not Cali, Texas, like those schools, but I feel like it's kind of overlooked because, I mean, everybody's like Nebraska, like most people ask where I'm from, like Nebraska, like, oh, what's there? But I feel like most of the kids there, I mean, they're just trying to make it out as well. I mean, there's like good talent, a lot of kids that work hard, they got talent as well. So, I mean, the talent is like solid, but I wouldn't say it's nothing crazy. Like there's good players, but obviously everywhere got good players and some not as good players. But I feel like Nebraska got a good mixture of talent and not so much talent. So
yeah, I always liked Nebraska, but it was one thing from NCAA. They had the Adidas uniforms, and when you like customize the players and throw the spat on them and all that, the Adidas shoes were not tough.
Didn't you have Adidas?
I didn't have it. I'm not that old. I didn't have Adidas at Notre Dame. Under Armour, baby.
Under Armour?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
My bad, bro.
All right, so recruiting process. I definitely want to talk about that because you were a 3-star. Obviously dominated the offensive side of the ball, but you had 9 interceptions in your high school career. Did any other schools look at you for defense? Or did any schools look at you for defense?
Notre Dame did kind of a little bit, and then I think just Iowa State, just those two schools is kind of like receiver, defense, mixture of. But the rest of my schools is just all offense, is receiver. So, which is kind of crazy to me because, like you said, I was doing good on defense in high school. So, but like receiver is more so my focus and what other schools focus on as well.
Mm-hmm. And now also, when you get to Notre Dame and you talked about it was the altered year, we had a great season. We made it to the college football playoffs, but you obviously were a receiver and you were playing scout team.
Yeah.
Talk about that process, and then maybe how did that help you influence your decision to transfer over to defense?
Yeah. Like scout team, like everybody comes in is like, all right, I want to play. You want to play now. But I mean, just kind of being on scout team, like my time for being on scout team just kind of taught me patience. And then, like obviously I switched back and forth positions, but mainly on offensive scout. I mean, just kind of just continue to working hard. I mean, like just coming in every day, like knowing you're not going to play, but at the end of the day, you still got to put in the work. And then eventually it's going to show up over time. So, I mean, it's kind of like that mindset when I switch over to defense is kind of what I brought over. I mean, like I worked hard, like I put in all this time, all this work on scout team, offense, defense, like it didn't matter what it was. So just kind of using that as motivation and having that in the back of my head, like when I go out there and play, just like a chip on my shoulder too. Like, I don't know, I just use it as a chip and like I said, just as motivation.
Did you play special teams freshman year? I feel like I seen you at like gunner or something. Did you ever play gunner?
I don't even think I did. I was on kickoff. And then kickoff return. That's it. And then I think I was on pump block too. But I didn't do any gunner work. I'm not that fast.
Yeah. When did it start to click for you, the defensive side of things? Like, so when you got on defense, it was a huge transition for you, and I'm sure in college like it's different because in high school it's like you could play a new position, but you could probably still be the best athlete out there and you could get by.
Right.
But in college, you around people that got recruited to play defense here. You know, they've been playing this their entire life. You talk about, but you could talk about this, but Cam is someone that you come in and are in the room with, and he also made the switch from offense to defense. But when did, that switch, and when did it start to click for you on defense?
I'd probably say like, what was it? Last spring, I feel like, because like when I first switched over, I was kind of just like, because when I first switched over to Rover, so like I kind of was like,
oh wow, they was just like,
saying,
here. just go on defense.
And at the time I didn't know what Rover was. So
right.
I was like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't know if I can say, but Coach Kelly was talking to me like, I'm a player, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch over because like I said, I was an offensive scout and I was just like, I just want to play. So I was like, yeah, but like, and then railway for me because it's linebackers.
Yeah.
I ain't doing all that.
Right.
I'm not that big. So then when I switched over to safety, it was kind of like, all right, this more so for me. I played in high school. But, like you said, it's just like you switch over in high school, you can be better than everybody. But then, like you said, you get over college, everybody's good. Everybody got recruited, especially at Notre Dame. You know, everybody's high talent, elite, like high recruited. So, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, like all the little tangibles of like backpedaling, like flipping, all that stuff. Like I still got to work on it. But, like, when I first switched over, I was like, it looked dumb. Like, O'Leary would always make fun of me because how I looked, how I was backpedaling. So, like, those type of things right there. And then just, like, knowing the defense is, like, in high school, you just play cover one. Like, you just in a post or something. And then you get over to college, it's all these formations you got to know. You got to know when people motioning, all that stuff. So, it's just completely different. I mean, it was hard, but, like, obviously I'm starting to get adjusted to it. So,
How much does your knowledge of receiver help you when you play defense?
yeah, I think it's used well. I mean, I feel like it's an advantage, but not as big as an advantage as most people think. Because, like,
Right.
at the end of the day, you still don't know what the play is or what the receiver is finna run. But, like, little things like, obviously, it's kind of basic defense knowledge. But, like, if someone's sticking one way, you know, you're trying to go the other way or stuff like that. So, kind of using those type of things that I think put myself in the shoes of a receiver, what they would try to do, and try to use their defense as an advantage. So,
Coach Kelly recruited you. He was there for your first 2 years. I do want to ask that question, like, did him leaving have any effect on whether you were going to stay or not, or if you were in transfer, based on maybe him telling you, oh, if you switch to defense, you'll play at this position?
Right.
Those things. Now a new coach comes in. What was your thoughts in that during that process?
yeah, it was kind of wild because, like you said, I had just switched over, and he was kind of like hyping me up about the position switch, and I was like excited about it. Like, all right, he believed in me to play this, and then kind of just dipped. So it was kind of like, I don't know what to do. But I mean, like my initial goal was just kind of get my degree at the end of the day. Like, cause my mom, she's a big education type of person, so she kind of pushed me, wanted me to stay there and get my degree. So at the end of the day, I was kind of just gonna stay regardless. Like, everybody got those like thoughts in your back of your like, all right, maybe I should leave, maybe I should go somewhere else, maybe it's grass is greener on the other side. But it's like a risky choice because sometimes it don't work out for other people. And then, like, for my case, I just wanted to make my mom happy, make my dad happy, that I get my degree. And so it's kind of my decision. I was gonna stay regardless, to be honest.
What are you studying at Notre Dame?
So I did kind of like called visual communications design, but it's like graphic design.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CD.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
got
got a
mine
minor in
like that.
computing.
Because it's tough. It's hard as fire.
Then I did my minor in computing, and then I'm doing a master's right now in sports analytics.
Is school as hard as it seems like it is at Notre Dame? Both of y'all?
I would say so. I mean, some of my friends I know at other schools don't be doing nothing. But, like, for me, like, being in the classroom, it's like, Shaun, you in a class with a whole bunch of kids that, like, really smart. Like,
Valedictorians.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in valedictorians, I got, like, 4.0 GPAs, all that stuff. So it's like, you in there with some smart people. So, I mean, it's a little difficult because all the teachers in there, like, hyping, like, talking to them, mostly because it's all the students in there that are all really smart. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to keep up. And I don't know. I'm kind of smart, but I'm not nowhere near as smart as them. So, I mean, it's definitely difficult. Some of the classes there are pretty hard, but I just chose what I wanted to do because I like design and stuff, like playing around with art and different stuff like that. So,
True.
So that's what my focus was.
What was your favorite project so far in VCD?
I think we did I created an app. You ever had Clinton Carlson? Nah. It was a VCD 7, I think. I created an app.
I don't think they had 7 versions when I was there. They probably had like 3. VCD 3 was probably the last one.
Mine was VCD 7, and we like did a little app. It wasn't like a real app, but like he made the app pictures and like make a fake little mock app. And I made a little app for my dad because he's in a wheelchair. So I kind of like, he needs like supplies and stuff to like go on about his day, like a whole bunch of different supplies. So I made an app based off him ordering supplies because he got every like month or so he has to call the people or something like that, like set it up manually. So I kind of like wanted to create an app that he could just do it on his phone like quick and easy. So that's probably my favorite project we did.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, I want to continue on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you just talked about your dad a little bit, and you talked about your mom as well. You know, how much has their influence, you know, got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge part. I mean, they've like sacrificed a lot for me because like they first started off in Minnesota, and then like I said, my dad's in a wheelchair, so he was back at Minnesota like going through trouble, doing bad stuff. So they both sacrificed everything they was doing to move over to Nebraska so I could just have the life that I have right now, just get me to where I am today. So, I mean, they've sacrificed so much. They've influenced me, encouraged me. Everything that I've been able to do and go on with my life is because of what they've done. So
that's interesting because, like, you go to, like, we play together and, like, I'm starting to learn, like, I'm learning a lot more about you and, you know, who you are, where you come from, those type of things. Whereas like the player on the field is just it's what you do on Saturdays. You ball out, make plays. Right. But it's like you're also a student who's going to class every single day of the week. A kid who has, you know, relationships with their parents and siblings and things like that. And so the complexity of a college athlete in general is, I feel like a lot of people don't realize it's probably undervalued. And we go to try to create these, you know, moving forward, we want to create these different platforms, which I want to do is create a different platform that allows student athletes to get on here, relate, and be an open book, have a safe space. Right. Is it something that you've ever wanted to do or thought about doing if there was a platform or anything like that?
I mean, obviously, like, as I've grown older, I mean, I've gotten, like, more comfortable, like, speaking out about my life and talking about the different things that I've gone through or, like, different all my life experiences. But, like, I mean, I think that's a real cool thing. Like, I feel like it is undervalued. Like, most athletes are just, like, athletes. I mean, a lot of people got a lot of different stuff going on with their life. So I feel like that type of safe space for people to just sit down and just let it all out, just talk with somebody, just have a real conversation, those type of things. Because most of the time you're not really sitting at your dorm like talking with somebody about your life or like what's going through. So obviously I think that's a real cool thing, like a cool concept that's something that I would like want to continue to do and like pursue.
Mm-hmm. So. At Notre Dame, when I was going through my adversity of my injuries, and you talk about being away from home and having just other adversity that's going on, but obviously you got to go to school, show up for rehab, football, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. What were some things that you leaned on, maybe on campus, maybe faith, friends, family, anything that you leaned on through the adversity you went through?
Definitely my parents, first and foremost, obviously, because your parents are going to be there for you regardless. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, really just talking to them about it, just seeing how they felt, kind of where their mind was, and then just kind of, just like you said, just like letting out that stress, speaking your mind to them. And obviously, I mean, my way I kind of just dealt with it was kind of just having that positive mindset regardless. Like, you can't really just sit around, like, moping around, being negative about what's going on, because, I mean, it's going to keep taking a toll on you. It's going to affect you every day. So, I mean, it's, like, hard to say, but, like, I just try to just be positive as much as possible. I mean, just those type of things, just keep pushing. I mean, it's, like, cliche things to say, but, I mean, it's just truth. Like, you got to keep going no matter what. I mean, like, it's working out now, but, like, it went through so much, and it was just hard to go through where I was at that moment. So,
Do you have any siblings?
I do not. I'm the only child.
That's crazy. You have siblings, right?
Yeah, I got a few. Who'd you give your first game ball to? I don't know if you got multiple game balls, but who'd you give your game ball to?
I ain't even getting no game balls.
You haven't got a game ball yet?
Nah, bro.
Nah, you're kidding.
I ain't got one yet. I don't know.
Who got it? Who got a USC?
He gave it to the 80 Swarbrick and Father Jenkins because they were both leaving. So
what?
And he was saying this.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro.
But that's actually crazy that you didn't get the game ball at all this year.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's not that important, but like you know.
No, it's it's like a cool opportunity, like cool moment, but it's like I wasn't really like tripping about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that might be Freeman way of just like making you, having you keep make plays. So
that's
you
what I'm saying,
yeah.
yeah. I was like, cause like back in my head was like, all right, maybe I'm gonna win the game ball this week, but it's like at the same time it's hard to be like, all right, you better keep playing good, X. Like keep striving for it. So I mean, that's kind of how I thought about it too. But like I'm not really tripping about it. So
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all got a stretch of the night games, and well, first of all, y'all had the kick off the season. Y'all were in Ireland,
right.
which was dope. And so that was my last year. Your first year, we were supposed to go there, but we couldn't travel or anything like that. But you get the opportunity to go this year. What was that whole experience like? And then also just preparing in summer camp, knowing that we about to go to Ireland, we're playing Navy. Right. What was that whole experience like?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I've been out of the country before, so I went to Italy before. But I mean, just that whole experience of like going there to play a football game is real cool because I mean, not a lot of people get out the country first of all, and not a lot of people get out of the country to go play football. So I mean, especially in Ireland where you're fighting Irish or whatever, so everybody there's going to be rowdy for you. So it was just real cool. I mean, Ireland was a cool little spot. It's like real rainy or whatever, but
Yeah, it was.
but like the culture they got there. I mean, like just the architecture. Like we had our hotel. I don't know what it was called, but we had like a crazy view. It was like a little back part or whatever, and then it was like some mountains. It was real nice. But I mean, Ireland was cool. It was a crazy experience. Like obviously we played Navy, we dominated them, so it was a good game. It was a good time.
And then leading up into the season, we all know, like, obviously everybody's excited for the Ireland trip, week 1 or week 0 it was. And then now we all know the next big game is, now it's just like getting reps in, getting practice in, because the next big game is Ohio State.
Right.
Which I thought the atmosphere of that one was crazy.
That was crazy. I'm not going to lie. I remember I think that's the most, like, energy I felt since I've been in Notre Dame, from, like, just everybody walk around, like I'm scooting around campus, just like a whole bunch of random people walk around, just like a whole bunch of green everywhere, like leading up into, player walk is craziest player walk, everybody screaming and stuff like that. So it was lit there for sure. It was
picture perfect weather that day.
Man,
it was like a movie.
It was a movie for sure. Yeah. College Game Day was there.
Right.
Did you go on the Pat McAfee show?
I didn't.
I know they did some. They do some of that stuff now on Fridays. They'll travel out. I saw Aldrich was on there.
Yeah.
But it seems like Notre Dame is letting, like, y'all as athletes start to express yourself more, and they're feeding into that as well to kind of help y'all grow y'all brands.
Yeah, I think it starts with Freeman. I just feel like he's that type of guy who just came in and like kind of shifted the whole culture. Like Notre Dame still got the culture, but like I feel like he kind of added more to it, like shifted a little bit. It's like I'm a little more free, like a little more open, like having more so fun with it. So I feel like he's kind of started that movement, and he's just been doing a good job. I feel like everybody in the whole program just has like some type of energy and just comes kind of swag with him and Freeman.
That's dope. Ohio State game was amazing. Defense played great. Ben strapped, Cam strapped. You did your thing. But we want to talk about the last drive. We can talk about it briefly. We'll breeze past it. But I remember I came here like 2 weeks later, a week later after the game, because we were at the game. We were at the game together. We watched it, and then I came here like 2 weeks later. It might have been the next week, and he was like had the game on his TV, like rewatching it, and he was like, "Bro, look at this." He like stood next to the TV, rewinded or sped it up to like the last 2 minutes of the game when we were on offense and defense. What was like going through your mind when we got the stop, then we got the ball back? What was going through your mind at that moment? And then we'll get into like when y'all had to go back. Now we punt, and then y'all had to go back on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like, it's like a shifting moment. Like we got the ball back, we got the stop, so then it's like 2 minutes left. So you kind of like, most people kind of like thinking like, all right, this game over, we should kind of end it, like run the ball out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like obviously at the same time, you don't know what can happen, so you just still be ready to get out there. So obviously that's what happened. So it kind of just shifted, like it happened real quick. So
we were looking at that screenplay. Bro.
Oh,
Man, if he didn't get a hand on him, I don't know if he was going to run and fall down on the one or keep running. But I'm like, man, people talking about a bad play, but I'm like,
that defensive end just made a great play.
Yeah.
But like there was so much green grass in front of them.
Yeah,
he's still running. Yeah.
But and then like obviously coming out on the field, you just kind of like, all right, let's go time.
Let's go win the game. Yeah.
It's a minute, whatever. It's like I don't know how much time was left. It's like a minute and a half, minute left. You kind of just like, all right, everybody just lock in, just do what you need to do. But I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart. I mean, they was moving it. I mean, I think we got a penalty maybe. I think we got a penalty at some point maybe.
Y'all got 2 first downs in a row. And then I think there was like...
He dove really deep into it. I forgot about that, actually. He was like, man, he's like, sometimes he was like, I wish we didn't get, because it was second and long and we got a first down.
Like, I was just kind of breaking down like clock management, right? So it's like, and obviously you want to get a first down, but ND got like 11 yards, 2 plays in a row. And I was sitting there, we were watching the film like, oh, I kind of wish we would have got 9 yards.
Right.
So then it's 2nd and 1, and then you get the first down, they have to waste an extra timeout. Exactly. We were just kind of breaking it down that way. But I think the penalty that you were referring to was on the punt. There was like a false start on the punt. That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, because they had the rough or the intentional grounding, right?
That was at the end.
I think that's what.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, they had the intentional grounding, and then they got to like whatever it was 3rd and long,
3rd and 15 or so,
something like that, and then they ended up. Maybe it was that same drive when they banged in little verticals.
The seam, yeah.
Yeah, and then
got it to like the 1.
Got to the 1, and you kind of like.
Then they tried Ben on the right hand side.
Yeah,
that didn't work.
Yeah, he strapped that, and then we could have died up. I think we died up 2 blitzes. Yeah, we died up 2 blitzes. And the first one, I think we stopped it, and then the clock's running. It's like 6 seconds left, and they hurry up and they get in there. So it was heartbreaking. I mean, I remember coming around the corner, like, because I'm blitzing off the edge, and I'm trying to get the back, and he's like already crossed. I'm just laying there like, there's no way. It was a sick feeling. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, the energy was crazy. Everybody there rooting for you. I mean, everybody coming in the game thinking Ohio State was gonna win.
Yeah,
balled out the whole game, dominated, and then just that last 5 seconds, not even the last 5 seconds, the last minute was just gut wrenching because they just driving, and then they get in there and it's just like.
How was the energy in the locker room after that one?
Yeah, I mean it was low, it was down because I mean, like you said. Coming in that game, everybody kind of had us losing. We wanted to prove everybody wrong. Like, we knew it was a good team. We knew we were a better team than them, too. So, I mean, kind of just – it was just sad. Like I said, it wasn't a good feeling, but we just moved on from it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's college football, you can lose one. And you lose to an Ohio State who got a really easy schedule. So
on the last play.
So they'll most likely go undefeated. And that looks really good. And then, but this stretch of now Louisville, Duke is they beat Clemson earlier in the year, and now people are talking about, that Duke Notre Dame game gonna be crazy, and then that one get game day, and then you see before that game even happens, Louisville announces their night game, and then we already know USC is a night game.
Right.
So I'm like on the fence about this. Like some people have been saying. Some people say it's a tough stretch for y'all because it's all these primetime games, night games, maybe stressful. But I was looking at it at the point like, that's why you choose Notre Dame.
Right, yeah.
Like, in every recruiting pitch, they tell you you're gonna play on national TV every single week. Like, there's no Big Ten Network. Now they got the Peacock. You might be on Peacock one time a week, but one time a year. But before they ain't had that. So you was always on NBC or whatever. But now, you get what you signed up for. Right. And I'm looking at that like that might be an opportunity that you really would want. But going into that Duke game and then obviously the Louisville following after that one, and then USC, what was like your mindset going into those 3, primetime or soon to be primetime games?
Nah, 100% what you said. I mean, that's what you came to Notre Dame for. It's gonna be big time primetime games. So I mean, just my kind of mindset was just like, it's time to show out. Like, it's time to ball out. We got these night games. I mean, night games are always the best. They're real fun. Obviously, it's at night. Lights is bright, shining. So, I mean, just coming into that was just like, you need to go out there and dominate and just ball out, just show what you need to do to showcase your skills. I mean, because everybody's gonna be watching. Everybody likes watching the night games. So, I mean, like I said, just coming in there, like just being ready to go from the get go.
Yeah.
I don't think I was going crazy that game. We were
The
texting.
Duke game.
We
We were in a group
Yeah.
chat, me, him, and Barstool Chief. But that 4th and 16 that Sam scrambled out and that was nuts.
That was going
Um,
crazy.
Out of all your games that you've played, not to get you off your game by game, but of all the games you've played in your college career, is there like an atmosphere that stands out to you, like a certain stadium, a certain team that you guys have played where it's like the best college atmosphere you've ever seen or experienced?
I feel like, I think my sophomore year, we played Florida State. Florida State was pretty
Week
crazy.
1, right?
Yeah, week 1. And then I feel like Clemson's last week or what it was pretty cool too. Because it's an ACC school, but it kind of felt like SEC type of vibe. Like you in South Carolina and all these people popping out for a 12 o'clock game. And I'd never been in, most of us never been in that stadium, so it was like a real cool atmosphere. It was like all orange. Yeah. It was pretty loud in there. So I mean, I feel like those two really stood out to me. And then maybe Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's always.
Yeah, they got to Enter the Sandman.
Yeah, so that was pretty.
What about those white pants?
I liked them.
That was clean.
I liked
those were clean.
I like the little. We've been switching it up. You know, we had green uniforms, white on white. We get the green ones last year. The little BYU joints too. So I mean, I feel like the all white ones is pretty cool. I like those. I think we need to go like
white with white jerseys, green pants.
Yeah, like white, green, some like blue, white, and I feel like we need to get like another helmet, like a white and gold helmet.
Ooh, I don't know.
Indy's helmets are
I don't know
clean.
if I don't know if they'll change the helmets.
Yeah,
like, I feel like
so
they mess with the tradition a little bit, and I like it. But the helmet might be a little bit too far.
Nah, yeah, I definitely don't think they'll ever change
a
it.
little bit.
No, yeah, I agree for sure. But
the one, yeah, because y'all don't. Do y'all have a Shamrock game?
Nah, we don't have one.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
I guess that was kind of the switch up for the week.
Yeah.
So you're currently leading the NCAA in interceptions. Going into this season, like, didn't like your wildest dreams of this season, did you ever think you would have 7 interceptions at this point?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Coming into the year, because this is my first year starting. So coming into the year, I was kind of like, all right, it's my first year starting. I'm just trying to have a good year. I mean, ball out, just do what I do, have a good year. But I mean, like week 1, not week 1, but like my first interception was NC State. And I was like, all right, my first career interception, let's go. Like, all right, let's get some more. And then I got an interception in the Duke game. And I was like, all right, this is cool. And then after that, I don't know, the ball just started coming to me. I just been in the right spots. And then obviously my teammates been doing what they're doing, like the D lineman pressure. And obviously Cam, BMO, everybody been covering well. And then, I mean, I just been able to do my job and get to where I need to be. And it just ended up coming to me. So, I mean, like I said, like just coming, it's been crazy. Like this all happened so fast. I didn't expect at all to be leading college interceptions.
What was that USC game like for you? Like, we went to the game together, and afterwards we were all talking, and we were saying like that might be the most dominant defensive performance we've seen from a ND player in some years. They were comparing it to like, was it Harrison Smith in one year?
Yeah, Manti too.
Yeah, but like, what was that game like for you?
It was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, cause it felt kind of like what's going on. I was like, this ain't real. Because I was like, I had 2 interceptions. I'm like, I can't punch the ball out, and I'm just running. I scoop and score. And and then the next drive, I like tackle somebody and the ball come out. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, it's kind of crazy. Like after, like during the game, I was like really wasn't thinking about it because I was just out there just like next play mindset, just kind of just keep doing my job. And then like after the game, obviously like even right now, it's like when I sit here and like just think about it, it's like it's kind of crazy. It's like because like you said, like not a lot of people do it, and then it's just like it's just wild to have like those type of statistics in one game, or like someone might get in their whole career.
Yeah, so. And you almost had you had the 1 touchdown, but then you also returned the pick down to like the 1 or 2.
Yeah,
so you damn near almost had 2 touchdowns on top of everything else.
Like I got smashed by the
Oh, real quick. Is there any because of that USC game and after that USC game, sitting back and reflecting, was there a moment earlier in your career that you thought back to and was just like, I'm here because I went through this, or because of extra reps one day in practice, or extra film study, or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Just that kind of like first switching over to safety, and like I said, when I said earlier, when it started to click, it's kind of like, all right, I'm gonna be 100% in. I'm gonna buy all into this. So it's like all the extra reps I was doing, all the extra film study, all the extra practice, just trying to get better as a safety, kind of clicked in that day. So I mean, those type of things, and then obviously just thinking back in high school and stuff like that. Just like I'd have like good games, like some crazy games too, but it wasn't crazy like that. But it's like just clicking back is like, all right, I've been doing this type of stuff, so it's kind of like it was kind of like not new for me, so I kind of like knew what I've been doing, so it's kind of just welcome to like the rest of everybody else around the world.
Yeah.
The campus changed for you? Like, was everybody X?
Nah, it wasn't like
I'm kidding.
Someone stole my scooter, so I felt like that was something.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you got humbled right
Sure,
after.
because they got my little name tag on it, and I came out of class. I'm like,
You gotta air tag that thing next time.
Yeah, they said they went and put it on Snapchat. I got Xavier
Oh, yeah.
Watts scooter.
Yeah.
That's
Personal, bro. That's like
That
stealing
was
someone's
personal.
dog.
That was personal.
That's crazy.
It's probably the USC.
USC fan. I was about to
Yeah,
say.
USC.
Yeah.
But now we appreciate you coming on. Xavier Watts, Notre Dame safety, Omaha legend. We'll call you one.